Welcome to episode 11 of the Common Sens Podcast. And boy, do we have a big one for you today. I mean, this might be some of the biggest Sens news. Actually, it definitely is the biggest Sens news in recent years, dating back to maybe Erik Karlsson, Alfredsson leaving. I mean, this is huge. Brady Tkachuk traded to the Florida Panthers, 3 first-round picks and a second-round pick. Um, Obviously, tough night last night. I mean, good or bad, if you think the Sens won the trade or not. You hate to lose your captain. Um, More stuff to come too, right? The Sens might make some moves and stuff, but right away, what are your first thoughts on this trade, Max?
Yeah, well, I was sitting at Boston Pizza last night for like Father's Day dinner, and then my dad just goes like, "Pray LeBron just tweeted like Kachuk's being traded," and my dad often like sees stuff on Facebook that's just fake or like bot accounts, and then he shows me, and I'm like,
Facebook.
"No, not that's just not real." But this so at first I doubted him. I was like, "Where'd you see that?" I pull up Twitter, I go see, I'm like, "No." No, this cannot be real.
Yeah,
And
awful timing.
yeah, and then I was like just refreshing nonstop
Yeah.
at dinner, trying to see more, and then yeah, the news breaks, and it's just like, yeah, I don't know, it was just like a gut punch, I think. Like, I think what I've had a whole night to like think about it, and it's like it's not the most unexpected thing. Like I think we all like we spent half an episode talking about, Brady Tkachuk rumors at the end of the season, right? But
Yeah.
it just came out of nowhere, kind like a little bit, and just like yeah, it was just like a right hook to the jaw that I was not ready for, and I was so angry. Like my first reaction was definitely just like I was pissed. I was like I couldn't believe it that like this actually happened. Like we keep talking about it, but we always say, we're hopeful it won't happen. We're hopeful he'll stay.
Yeah.
We hear him say that he wants to be here and this and that, and then to just see it all crumble, and then to Florida too is just like
Oh, that's the worst part.
absolutely
That's the worst part.
horrific. And then the return, like we'll probably talk more about the return in a bit, but you know, you're trading away
Yeah.
one of your franchise cornerstones, so you'd like to have something to show for it.
Exactly. I think like saying to describe it as we're surprised, but we're not surprised.
Yeah.
We kind of knew something was going to happen. But us being like such diehard fans and big Brady supporters, is we didn't want it to happen, so we just tell ourselves it's not going to happen. But obviously it did happen. My story was I just got home from 4-on-4 hockey, and I go outside, see my parents for a little bit. Then it was Father's Day dinner, obviously. So and I was cooking dinner for my dad that night. So I go inside, wash my hands. My dad's like, Carter, outside immediately. I'm like, just wait, I'm washing my hands. He's like, no, right now. I'm like, dude, chill. I go outside. All I read is I see it's Twitter. I was already kind of like suspicious. I'm like, why is he like telling me to come outside
Yeah.
right now? And like my mom asked like, what is it? She's like, no, Carter has to see first. Right when I heard that while I'm walking outside, I'm like, oh no, this is not good. This is something Sens related.
Yeah.
I see Pierre LeBrun and I read the name Brady Tkachuk. I drop the phone right when I do that. I run inside, go on my phone. I go straight to Elliot Friedman, and he reposts the Pierre LeBrun thing, which
Yeah.
is honestly, the most surprising part about this trade might be that Pierre LeBrun was the one that
Yeah.
actually reported the trade. That was crazy. But then I read it and my jaw just dropped. I was not expecting that. Dinner was delayed 45 minutes after that. I mean, that was came at an awful time, honest. It came at a
Yeah.
really bad time. Yeah, I mean, initial thoughts was shocking, but at the same time wasn't too surprised. It sucks. I mean, you're never really gonna win a trade when you trade your captain,
No.
who is like a top winger in the league when he's healthy and when he's going full 100%. Which I mean, some people might say he wasn't doing that for us this year. Who knows? You never know. Yeah, I'd just say shocked, and it's gonna be a really busy week this week leading up to the draft Friday night, as I honestly think that you're not gonna make all three of those selections in the first round. You never know. We could. I was surprised, but not surprised, I'd say.
Yeah. No, exactly. I'm like right there with you. It's same kind of feelings. little bit pissed, a little bit like not satisfied, but like relieved that like it's kind of all over, you
Relieved
know?
is good.
Yeah, like
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
finally over all this talk about him and all the BS that happened throughout this season. And yeah, like what I told my dad yesterday was like it's kind of just poetic. Like this is the final chapter of this absolutely horrific season, you know?
Yeah,
Like
it is.
it just ends with the boom at the end of the season. You know when you watch like a TV show and then the last episode is like something crazy, then you have to wait till the next season to watch
Yeah.
like this is that last episode, just like a huge bomb dropped, and then it was an absolutely horrific season, and now we can just kind of move on, close the book on that, and go again. And that's the most important part here, I think. You know, we could talk about the trade and this and that. The most important part is what happens from that moment that Steve Stais hung up the phone on Bill Zito and called the NHL to put the trade in to the next 2 weeks to a month. This is like one of the biggest crossroads in probably franchise history. Um, you can reposition yourself to be good and competitive next year, and keep going on the positive momentum we've been having with the back-to-back playoffs, or we can sit on our hands, do nothing, and then end up out of the playoffs, and now we're back where we kind of were a couple years ago, right? So it's a huge moment in this franchise's trajectory, and now it's up to Steos to kind of take us back to the promised land.
I agree. We'll get into like the Sens specifics and like trades and stuff a little bit later on, but like I think we should just focus on Brady Tkachuk a little bit right now,
Yep.
and we can get that over with because I would say I feel like there was a couple parts of this trade I respected Brady for, and a couple parts I did not respect him at all for. Like giving four teams, I feel like, and to be fair, I said this when Dylan Larkin requested a trade. I don't know if I mentioned it on this podcast or not, but I've talked to a couple like buddies and stuff about it. I feel like if you request a trade, your no move clause should go down the drain.
Yeah.
Now that's not where the NHL is right now, right? So to be fair, we can't be too mad. We can't be mad at these players for doing this because that's their right to do this.
Yep.
Um, but I feel like down the road, I think the NHL should do something that if someone requests a trade, which is fine, if you want to get out of that city, I think that's fair. You shouldn't just be in full control and tell them, okay, well, I'm only going to go here. Now Brady gave the team four teams. I mean, from all the stuff I'm reading, it really was only Florida he was going to go to because apparently Minnesota gave a huge offer. Now we don't know what that offer was. Like rumors has it they gave a huge offer. I'm sure the offer will come out sooner rather than later because someone will find out and it'll get to the next person, and it'll get out there. But like I feel like no matter what the offer was, he was going to go to Florida. But I don't really respect him for that too much, but I do respect that the trade never got out. Right, Dylan Larkin, I mean, hometown guy for Detroit, captain, and his thing goes public. I mean, I would be pissed if the Brady thing went public because I mean there's just then we're like 3 4 days where it's just waiting for the waiting for it to happen. So I'm happy that it never got public. There's just a couple things that I think could have been done a little bit better, like maybe more teams than four. But again, like that's I mean he has the right to do that, so that's fine. But I can also give props to Steve Stais for only having one team to really trade for, and I feel like he got a pretty good return for Brady on that part. So I'm happy with that. But I think overall it's hard to be a fan of Brady anymore just because of what he just did to the Sens. Like he was the heart and soul of this team. He was the captain. He did so much for this city. Um, I'd say the real Sens fans backed him up a lot. There's definitely some that didn't like him, but if you went to Sens games, there's still Brady chants all the time. They're still cheering his name so much. People loved him, and then kind of gives up on the team last year. Now he might have been injured, but there's a lot of games where he isn't making hits that he usually makes. Then he requests a trade now, and he's just gone because he wants to go play with his brother. So I don't really like that. I mean, his first game in Ottawa, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of boos for him now. I think are fair,
Oh yeah.
but yeah,
Well, so here's what I'll say. Like, I was emotional about it too last night, but like after like sitting on it a little bit, and I've been seeing a lot of like people in the Sens community talking about like how much of a loser he is for like just wanting to be with his brother and like being second fiddle and like not creating his own story and all, and that's all fair criticism. Like I think at some point over the last whatever how many years he been here, 7, there was like genuine like there was a genuine feeling from him that he wanted to like make this his team and win here and all that. I do believe that. Like I
I
find it
agree.
hard to believe that he said so many times that he wants to win here and this and that he would be lying like through his teeth the whole time. Like I don't think that Brady Tkachuk's that kind of guy at the end of the day. And the brother thing, like let's be honest, like any of us, if we were playing in the NHL and our brother was playing on a team, like we would love to play with them. Like your family would love it. You get to like grow up with your brother. Like your kids get to grow up with like their cousins and all this. Like it's there's so many like positive things for them. Like I'm talking strictly from their point of view. They get to live in the States obviously, which is a contentious point for a lot of Ottawa fans, but clearly they're American through and through. They wanted that. They want their kids to grow up in the U.S. because I mean he brought like they went to give birth to their kid in the U.S. So clearly they want their kids to be American through and through. So this is all things that clearly meant a lot to him and to his family. So they went and they did it. And you know what? You can be mad at him for leaving Ottawa, but to like chirp him and say he's a loser because he wants to play with his brother and all this, like I get it. We're passionate hockey fans, but for me, I understand and I see his point of view.
Yeah, I think I agree with mostly everything you said. Like I think there was times where he genuinely wanted to win here. Like that one video of like 2 years ago of him saying we're gonna bring a cup back to Ottawa,
Yeah.
and it looked like like it's all just before all this Team USA stuff. And I hate to put it on that, but it's true. Like Four Nations, Olympics, different Brady after those years. I'd say more specifically the Olympics because the Four Nations he came back over Four Nations he was a dog leading up to the playoffs and he was really good against the Leafs. But I feel like when you get the chance to play with your brother on, I mean I feel like you have to say the best team in the league right
Yeah.
now. In Florida, warm 24/7. Like when you get that chance, you take it 10 times out of 10, most likely. The thing is, I always thought that Brady kind of wanted to win himself. I think he liked being a captain. He liked kind of being the heart and soul of this team. He wanted to win himself. But I feel like he just gave up a little bit too early. He's still young in his career. That Florida team's going to be good for so many years. I feel like he could still have gave the Sens 2 more good years and told them that, hey, if we are like, I'll give you guys 2 more really good years, and you know what? I'll try my hardest. I just feel like if he did just give up on the team last year, I feel like that's all my respect out the door for him because I feel like the Sens team is good and it has a chance to win the next 2 years if and longer. And I just feel like he just stopped caring, didn't really give this team a fighting chance, which isn't fair because the Sens are a good team. And that's where my respect goes out the door. But
Yeah.
nothing you
Well,
can really do now.
yeah, like we've been seeing
Yes, so
so many things like on Twitter mostly. Like I've been seeing like people saying that he like maybe the room there was a disconnect in the room, and people maybe didn't like him anymore or not like him, but there was definitely a disconnect in the room. I think is what people are kind of saying on
has to
Twitter.
be.
And is that partially because of the Team USA stuff and you being so focused on that? Maybe there's a part of it that's like he was distracted by the podcast and not focused on being at the rink with the team and really putting all the work that needs to be put in and on and off the ice. Who knows, right? We're not in that room. We don't know. It's all speculation, really, to be honest. There might be some people that know people in the building that know better than us. But yeah, to me, like, if there was a disconnect for whatever reason, like some people are saying, I know it was it Renaud Lavoie who was saying
Yeah,
that from
him,
TVA.
Locked On Sens mentioned something, then Steve Lloyd of TSN 1200 mentioned something on the morning show this morning as well.
Yeah, so um, there was clearly something going on, and if this is for the I think I said this when we were talking about like potential Brady Tkachuk trades. I did say that there's a world where this team is better without Brady Tkachuk than with him. Now
Yeah.
I wasn't really like bringing the off ice stuff into that because I thought the off ice stuff was good. Clearly it wasn't. Clearly there was stuff we didn't know about. So now that argument becomes even twofold. Like the room might be better off and the the team on the ice might be better off, right? So it's easy to say that now. Like none of us wanted Brady Tkachuk to get traded or to leave,
No.
but it is
In
an
an
unfortunate
ideal world,
reality.
we have Brady. In an ideal world, we have Brady from like 2 years ago, and he's out there getting like I remember. It wasn't. It was the final year that we didn't make the playoffs. So 2023, I went to a Sens Devils game in April. Sens are already pretty much eliminated from the playoffs. Like this wasn't the year that we like finished the year 6 points out, and we finished the year like 11 or 12 points out this year. And it's like it's I don't know if it was the final. It might have been the final home game. I don't know. It was like one of the final home games of the year. And Brady Tkachuk goes out there and he lays like double-digit hits on a Saturday night against the Devils in a game that doesn't matter. Like, we didn't see Brady go out there and do that last year in a season that mattered when we needed to win games.
Or in the
Like
playoffs.
in the playoffs, exactly too. Like
Yeah.
it has to be a different Brady. There's no way there's a Brady that's getting 9 hits, hitting everything visible to him in a game that doesn't mean anything compared to a playoff game where you go out there and you be physical and like he just and he goes out there and he plays like a William Nylander. Like that makes no sense to me. So
Yeah.
there had to have been. I would agree too. I think there's a disconnect too. I was kind of early on that earlier this year too. I remember listening to a Shane Pinto interview on Coming in Hot earlier this year, and they asked him a question of like, "Oh, who do you hang out with like on the road and stuff?" Because that was during their big long road trip, and he mentioned his names like Stutzla, Shabbat, Pinto, Batherson, Giroux. It's like okay, so all these guys are like relatively top guys on the team. So where's Brady? Like I was very confused when I heard that. Now obviously people like players have friends and stuff in these cities. They might want to go see them. Maybe they have family and stuff. So don't get me wrong. Like this might be like my speculation. This might be completely false.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like I feel like you're gonna go hang out with your team. Like sometimes you have set team dinners, right? You set up a team dinner and feel like if Brady's there even 50% of the time, 40% of the time, you still mention his name in that. So when I heard that and didn't hear Brady's name, I was super curious about it. So at that time led to nothing, but going now if I think about my speculation then and the stuff coming out now, I feel like there had been disconnect. And I feel like some of the disconnect wasn't full on Brady's. It wasn't all Brady's fault because like the media uh like made just a lot of Brady stuff, like a lot of Brady questions to teammates and stuff, so that's not on him. But he did have his podcast. He did all do all the stuff after he won the gold medal, which I still stand by. I think that's fine. You win a gold medal for your country. You
Yeah.
should be able to do whatever you want. But it's tough at the same time when you're the Sens last year and you're making a push for the playoffs. You literally need to win every single game from March on pretty much. So it gets hard. Again, it's also just a tough situation. So like no matter what, it's a lose lose. But it's just
Yeah.
tough, and it's something you hate to see.
Yeah, and if I had to like say about the disconnect between the players, I don't think that the politics or the media or any of that necessarily has any effect on a relationship between teammates. I don't think any of those guys care about that. I think that things that could create a disconnect in a dressing room are um, lack of I don't know if effort's the right word, but like desire on the ice, like your play on the ice. That's number one. Like if your play on the ice is lacking for whatever reason,
Yeah.
your teammates will be on you for that, 100%, because that's all they care about. They want you to work as hard and play as hard as they are to get into the playoffs, right? Um, Second thing would be like again, like you said, not being present in the room, like not shooting the shit with the guys after practice, like getting out as fast as you can, going home, like not hanging out on the road and things like that, and those kinds of things could leave a bad mark in the room. Like you'd be like, yeah, like, what is this guy doing? Like, what does he think he is? Like, I think that that's things that could creep in. So again, like I don't think the media or the politics, I don't think any of those guys care anything about that. Like a locker room is a hodgepodge of different guys that think differently, and that's okay, and everyone accepts that. But when your play on the ice is not up to par, or your attitude off the ice isn't there, or you're the captain, so being involved with the group isn't quite there, that's where a kind of disconnect can happen. And when you got guys like Timmy and Sandy, and these guys are busting their ass down the stretch to carry us into the playoffs, and then Brady was decent during the while we were trying to make the playoffs. Like he was a point per game guy, but
Ups and
he
downs,
wasn't
yeah.
he wasn't like you weren't watching a game and being like, wow, like Brady was unreal, Half the time he'd be in the penalty box because he fought in the first shift. So it's like I don't know, things like that, and like at the during the playoffs, like me and my dad were saying, like it just looks like Brady's just like a little bit disconnected, and I hate to say that because like I don't think he's not trying, but it kind of looked like it, and now maybe I'm starting to think back to that and like, well, maybe he actually wasn't trying that hard, like, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it just, yeah, I mean, it's just the thing that's tough about talking about this. It's just pure speculation.
Oh yeah,
Like, we can't go out there and be like, oh, I have proof of this. I have proof of that. It's just pure speculation. So it's tough to go out and make comments and stuff like this, but we're led to believe that watching Brady's play on the ice, completely different player. Again, could be injured and stuff. We weren't like no one injuries and stuff. Like we didn't hear about that from post game press conference and stuff. Brady never said anything, so we're led to believe that it was injuries and stuff. Or sorry, not injuries and stuff. Just it could just be a lack of effort, just like you said. Again, we don't know, so it's tough. But I'm ready to move on. It's gonna be. I feel like it's gonna be tough until we make a move. Like
yeah.
even today, it's like the picks. Don't get me wrong. I feel like getting the number 9 was huge. The 20 and 29 could be interesting too, because who knows how they are. Then I still think they're gonna be really good, but again, you never know. They could have a year like this year. But it is top 10 protected. But you could get lucky and could get like the number 11 pick. But I think for Brady, I kind of want to move on. Just talk about the Sens. That's what we are. We're a Sens podcast, and Brady Tkachuk's no longer a Sens player. So I kind of want to move on. Just talk about the Sens, but I think last thoughts on Brady is he's gonna get booed. I mean, he,
Oh,
he just completely left the Sens out to dry. So I'm gonna boo him. I'm gonna be honest. It's
oh
gonna
yeah.
be a good game. Me and my buddies already like we have to get 10 people to go to the game. We gotta boo him. So that's gonna be interesting. I mean, last year we played Florida. I think it was our third game of the year. Year before that, we opened up the season against Florida. Are we gonna have 3 straight years with like playing Florida in the first couple of games of the
Oh,
year?
the schedule makers are absolutely loving
I
this.
know, right?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
thing is, though, I have a good feeling the schedule's probably already made because it comes out July 1st. We're
Yeah,
9 days
true.
away from that. But to be fair, I feel like the schedule's already made. Um, so that might be where it doesn't happen. But I feel like they're definitely gonna do something if it's move it to the start of the year, move it to a Saturday. I mean, I feel like Sens Panthers already would have had a huge game together just because when they were making the schedule it is Brady versus Matthews. So there's gonna be some sort of huge game in there. Maybe it's like a Monday night prime game. I feel like that could be. Who knows? That might be too big for prime actually. But again,
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, well, it'll be twice. Like he's coming to town 2 times this year, guaranteed.
twice or once. It's always like it's weird. It's either you either play
No,
division
because they
teams
have the
3 times or
84
four
games
times.
now. So you
Oh
play
yeah,
your
it's true.
division 4 times. Every team in your division 4 times. I'm pretty
Okay.
sure. So he's coming here
Yeah.
twice at least. So yeah, I think that first one, like, so I was too young when like the whole Danny Heatley stuff happened. Um, I only like heard about it, and that Sens fans were pretty mad about that. Um, but I think this is going to be a different level. Like just with the social media part of it, where like people can like talk about it and like get angry over it, and when it gets closer and closer to that day, people will be talking about it and saying how they're gonna boo, and you know, who knows what Sens fans will come up with, chants and stuff. So yeah, it's I think this is gonna be like a next level boo when he
Yeah.
comes back.
It's gonna be some
Like,
John
oh,
Tavares. It's gonna be like John
oh
Tavares.
yeah, oh yeah. There's gonna be jerseys flying from the third deck
Yeah.
onto the ice.
I've already seen at least 2 jerseys being burnt on Twitter.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one back here, I'm not gonna burn it. I honestly have no idea what I'm gonna do for it. But yeah, I think my final thoughts on Brady himself is I'll say I will never take back the years we had for him. If I could relive all those years, I feel like I would. But as of right now, I think I'm gonna boo the living shit out of him when he comes here because of how he disrespected Ottawa. But I'll respect the years he was here, and you know what? It's time to move on. Stop the team. Sens are in a win now mode. It's time to move on. We got to improve. We got to make the playoffs. We got to win the cup.
Yep, agreed.
Before we talk about the picks, we actually have some breaking news. I know a couple Sens fans online were talking about, oh, should the Sens sign Connor Murphy? Connor Murphy extends with the Oilers, $4 million per year, around the same contract as Jason Dickinson.
Yeah.
I think that contract for Connor Murphy is fine. I think a 5 times 4, something like that, is fine. I think Jason Dickinson's contract was very, very weird. He's like 31. He's like a third line center. You sign him 5 times 4. A little bit long for me, but you never know.
I mean, 5 times 4 for a 33-year-old. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
33-year-old center who.
No, Connor Murphy's 33.
Oh, I thought he was younger.
No, 30. So that brings him to 38 years old, making 4.1, which 4.1 isn't awful. And I guess you could still be, like, as a defenseman, you could still be serviceable at 38. But this is that Darren Radish conversation. Like, his 8 times 8.5 brings him to 38 years old. Like, there's no way that contract ages well.
I mean, that's what I feel like we're kind of getting to a point with the cap going up. I feel like almost every single person that gets signed, everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, that's a bad contract. That's a bad contract.
True.
That's a bad contract." I feel like we're just kind of living in those worlds right now. I feel like the Connor Murphy I can get behind a little bit.
I think the Oilers are in a win now, so they don't care about that contract.
Exactly,
3 years from now, McDavid will be gone. So they're like, let's just try to put all our chips in, give everyone the money they want right now, give them the term, who cares? That will be the next GM's problem, and let's just go all in.
The Darren Radish contract, I can flat out say I don't really get why they're doing that. I feel like if you're gonna give Darren Radish that contract, I feel like Austin Matthews is 100% coming back. Because why would you give if Matthews isn't coming back, then you're just not gonna be competitive for 2 years, and the next 2 years are gonna be Darren Radish's best years.
Yeah.
After his shot percentage jumped up double to what it was the year before this year, so we'll see how that turns out. But before we turn the page on Brady and start talking about this year, I feel like I need to flip this jersey to someone else, so take this one off, and we'll move up backwards, but we'll move up Tim Stützle here in the background. There we go.
There you go.
That looks a bit better now.
A new era of Ottawa Senators.
I mean, we're already talking about it. I guess we can start there, because it is, I mean, it's a talking point that's been on Twitter. There was a poll. There's lots of people putting out polls. Thomas Chabot, Jake Sanderson, Tim Stützle. You could put Giroux there, but you never know. I mean, he's not even on the team right now. And if he is, which I feel like he will come back, he's only going to be on the team for 1 or 2 more years. So I feel like you don't really sign a captain for that. So as of right now, who are you giving the C to on the team?
So I've been like flip-flopping on this, and I've listened to a bunch of stuff over the last like 12 hours or whatever it is. And like a lot of people say, like, Jake Sanderson is not Brady Tkachuk. He's not Quinn Hughes. Like, he's not this like American profile of player. But because at first I was like, no chance I'm giving the C to another American. Like, no way. It has to be Timmy or Chabot. And for me, it's Timmy, younger, way more to give to this team than Chabot does. Yeah, I still sit there. I think if I had to if I was the GM and I had to hand out the C today, I'd be giving it to Timmy.
I feel like, I mean, podcast is all about different opinions and stuff. So I'll make some points for some other guys. I think overall leader, I feel like Jake Sanderson is gonna blossom into the overall leader of this team. I think at the same time, Tim Stützle is going to be a huge leader on this team, and he's very vocal. I feel like whenever I listen to post-game I mean, if you just look at this year, post-game press conferences, Jake Sanderson calls out Levi Merritt-Linen. Was I fine with that? Yes, I was fine with that. A captain doesn't do that. Tim Stützle backed no matter what he thought. He might have thought bad things of his teammates and stuff, but he backed up his teammates all the time. His post-game interviews just felt so professional. And Thomas Chabot, I feel like Thomas Chabot should have been the captain back when they named Brady
Yeah.
Tkachuk the captain. That might have been like some contract thing. Brady might have been like, "Hey, like, I want to be the captain here. Like, I'll take a little bit less money. I want to be the captain." Who knows? I think Thomas Chabot should have been the captain back then when he would have been on this team for 5+ years. But as of right now, Thomas Chabot, with the way he's trending, excuse me, he's already kind of trending a little bit downwards. Now, he hasn't had a set partner, so that's not fair for him. He had his 1 year with Nick Jensen was good, then he gets hurt, then he plays with Jordan Spence, and him and Spence just do not mix well together perfectly. I think if he gets a good D partner, can stay healthy, and stay on this team for at least 4 years, I think he'd be my number one guy. I just don't know if I can say right now with confidence that he will be on this team in 1 or 2 more years. Now the team knows way more stuff than I do. Like they might be like, okay, well, like we already have plans of kind of keeping this guy around for way longer than 1 or 2 more years, no matter the direction that his skill is going in. But I feel like he's just been getting injured a little bit too much. His play is going down every single year. Now again, just like I said, who knows? Deep partner, he could have a really good year again. I think it's just too many questions from my point of view, at least. I think I would have to agree with you. I'd have to go Timmy. I feel like what I see on the bench in the post game, I feel like he looks like the leader to me. And at the same time, I feel like captain's like just a C on your jersey. I guarantee you, the past 3 years, Giroux's had the biggest voice in that locker room. Shabbat's people always say Chabot talks the most in that locker room.
Yeah, everyone
Like,
says he's
as
the glue
much as
guy.
exactly, Shabbat's the glue guy. So like that's why he should have been the captain 5 years ago. But it's all good. I think as of right now, I would pick Timmy just because Sanderson I feel like Sanderson loves to be like I feel like he wants to be a leader, but he's just a little bit quiet right now. He's a little bit to himself. And also, as much as I don't think Jake Sanderson is going to follow the path of these American players, you never know. Like is it terrible me to say this? It definitely is. But like it is true. Like do you want this same scenario to happen again where you have to trade away your captain? No, you don't. So I feel like you rather not take that risk and you give it to Timmy over Sandy, and then Shabbat. Just like I said, I feel like there's question marks on the years after his contract, and I feel like you don't really want to be having three captains in 3 years. So I feel like my pick would be Timmy, just like you.
Yeah. And I think my one argument for Shabbat would be that he is fully bilingual, which is kind of an asset in this market to be the captain. But like you said, like I think giving it to the young star, the guy that we hope is gonna be here for a long time and bring success here, and also being the captain is more about like marketability than kind of anything else, and you can really market, you know, Timmy overseas in Germany and stuff. We're doing that game in Germany next year also, or the 2 games or whatever. So that feels like a good time to have Timmy as captain. But here's what I will present to you. Do you think that we will play the 2026-27 season with a captain?
That's what I was thinking too. That I feel like that should be an option as well, because
I
this
don't think
team
so.
sees. Don't think so. I
I
feel like get off the dome. I feel like we will.
I think
I feel
four
like we will.
A's. I think you'll have two guys that have A's on both jerseys, and then two guys that share the third A on like home and away.
Just searching something up right now. I want to see.
I just think
Uh,
that with this, we keep doing this. Like we give someone the C and then they leave. We give someone the C, then they leave. I think the fans kind of have a bit of like a lack of trust. So maybe give it a year. Let the leaders kind of emerge. Like who's gonna take the reins and be show that they can be the captain, and then go from there. And you can kind of evaluate how Chabot plays this season and all that. And I just think it would be rash to kind of give it right now. Um, I mean, I don't know.
I definitely see your point. So as of right now, the Bruins, Blackhawks, Sens, Sharks, Blues, and Canucks all are the only teams without captains. The one thing now, excluding the Bruins, every other team here is awful. The Blackhawks, Sharks, Blues, Canucks are awful. Why are they awful? Because they're very young. Now, mind you, Bedard will probably get the C soon. Celebrini will probably get the C soon. But my point is, all four of those teams are relatively very young teams, and they're growing up in their system. The Blues did just trade away Braden Shen, so that's why they're there. But still, they're all bad teams, low in the standings, are building up. I just think good teams that are making the playoffs consistently have that captain, have that guy to go to. Now, again, just like I said, I feel like they still have that Giroux, that Chabot in the locker room.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like your point of, oh, like these captains keep leaving. Well, if we wait one more year, it's still going to be Timmy or Sandy, and that's just one less year of them wearing the captain, is it not?
Yeah, but again, like I think we put too much value in the letter itself. I don't think actually it means that much. I mean, we saw it like clearly Brady wasn't that much, or at least in the last year, wasn't really being the leader anymore, right? It's clearly always been Chabot and Giroux and whoever other veteran guys they kind of bring in. The letter is there for like significance and marketability, and you can sell your captain as this guy. Because how many captains are like third liners? Like Adam Lowry? Is that
Let's
it?
see.
And Jordan Stahl? Like that's
Yeah, Jordan Stahl. So Radko Gudas, I mean, he's on a third line, but like he's there.
But he's gonna
Mikhail Granlund.
Is he even gonna come back?
Yeah, he might. Yeah, you're right. Mikhail Granlund on a good team, he's like a third liner. Landeskog, I think he's a second
Okay,
liner.
but he
Jamie
was
Benn
a first line
liner.
player. All these guys
Yeah, he
were
was when he
first line
was
players. Yeah.
Anders Lee, I mean, is he playing first line? I don't think he's playing first line a
Okay.
lot.
Fair.
But yeah, like I'd say the main guys are like Adam Lowry, Jordan, Stahl. And there's a couple other like kind of mid to low tier ones, but like Jamie Benn's definitely a third, fourth line guy.
Like, do you think Austin Matthews is the best leader in the Maple Leafs dressing room?
Oh, who else is on that? I mean, like Chris Tanev's definitely a huge leader.
I mean, they took the C
To
off of
Tavares.
Tavares to give
Yeah,
it to
I
the
mean-
more marketable young star, right? So it's all about that
You're
for
not
me.
wrong. You're not wrong.
So I don't think it matters that much, the letter itself. I think these guys will
I have an
grow as
idea.
leaders. Here's my last counterpoint. I'm going to counter myself. If I was to give it to Stützle, I would like to give it to him to see if it'll help him kind of mature even more. Because I still think we see a little bit of whining and complaining from him that I don't love. I think you give him the C, you give him that responsibility of being that guy and like being the leader and the example. I would hope that would make him even more mature and eliminate all that stuff from his game and take his game to another level.
I have like a bombshell of an idea.
Okay.
You know how most teams have 2 assistants and 1 captain, right?
Nick
And
Cousins.
if you that's not my big idea.
Okay,
Most
okay.
teams have 2 assistants and 1 captain, but then if you go no captain, you have 4 assistants. So pretty much it's like 2 assistants to 1 captain, right? Like 2 assistants make 1 captain. So what if the Ottawa Senators say, fuck it, 0 assistants, 2 captains? If Jake Sanderson and Tim Stützle both have the C on their jersey, and you have no A's whatsoever.
I don't even think you could do that in the NHL rule book. You could do like a one on the home, one on the away, like we do in like minor hockey. But yeah, I don't think you can have 2 guys wearing a C on the ice. But hey, you never know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a great idea, no? Like, I think that's perfect.
But then what do you do with Chabot and Giroux?
Chabot and Giroux, see, that is tough because they both
You just
they are
yoink
both
their A.
assistant captains right now.
Yeah.
You hope that they're both injured for the whole year, so then they're
Oh
not on
no,
the
we're
ice.
not gonna do
And
that.
then-
We're not doing that.
and then-
We're not
and then
hoping
you
for
just don't give the A
injuries.
to anyone else.
No, we're not hoping for
Yeah, no, I'm
injuries for
joking.
anyone.
Just tell them, hey, we're trying something new. We want to be the first team to ever do this. Sorry you don't have the A, but you know what? You can still talk as much as you want. There you
Nah,
go, perfect.
I love the thought process, but I don't think I'm not sure the Sens are exactly gonna go in that
Yeah.
direction. But
I'm be honest,
yeah,
I did not think about the what we're gonna. You know what? Okay, 2 assistants, 2 captains. There you go. Easy. Problem solved.
yeah, we're just gonna
Add
change
a
the
captain onto your
rules
team.
for ourselves. Yeah, probably
You can
get
have
yoinked
one
another
C
first
going
round
the
pick.
you can have one C going the correct way and the other C going the opposite way. So then
Okay.
technically it's 2 different Cs.
All right. Yeah, no, I like it. I like the
Perfect.
the thought process. But yeah, I think if I was a betting man, I would put my money on Timmy to get the C. But I wouldn't rule out Shabbat.
Yeah, I feel like Shabbat. If I see Shabbat the captain, I think that tells me like, hey, we're gonna try to re-sign Shabbat when his contract's up, and yeah, I think that's what it is. Because again, just like you said, you don't want to change your captain 2 years, and if you're planning on maybe exploring getting someone else for that left side when Shabbat contract's over, and it'd be tough to name him captain.
Okay, hear me out. If we give Shabbat the C and he plays his entire career here and we end up like maybe not winning the cup, but doing good, having some good playoff runs, does the 72 go to the rafter?
I feel like 100%.
Yeah, me too.
Easily. I mean, I
I
feel
mean,
like
Chris
that's
Neal's
easy
in the
question.
rafters, so
Exactly.
yeah,
Chris Neal's in the
yeah,
Raptors was playing his whole entire career as a fourth line unit. Thomas
yeah,
Chabot is like a minute eater, power play guy,
yeah,
captain. Chris Neal never wore the C on his chest.
yeah. But I think I heard someone. I think it was it maybe Brent Wallace? I heard someone say that they think Thomas Chabot will be like Chris Phillips. Like he'll just never end up getting the C. Like he could have got it so many times, but he'll just never end up having it. Which I think is
Because just
probably true. But
as of right now, I could see that. But like if you go back 5 years, I would say that it should have been Thomas Chabot. But
yeah,
just like you said, like sometimes it's for marketing because like you're gonna sell way more Brady Tkachuk C jerseys than Thomas Chabot. Like, remember when we were at the New York Islander game and the guy there was in like a Brady Sens jersey? I'm like, oh, it's like you're a Sens fan. Nice. He's like, no, I'm just a Brady Tkachuk fan.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
like you're not gonna see anyone in America that's like, oh no, I'm a Thomas Chabot fan.
yeah. But
No,
you'll see
no
Germans.
offense to Thomas Chabot. That's true. Exactly. Germans.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. Let's talk about these picks and some trades because that's honestly
all
the
right.
most exciting part.
Yeah,
I think as of right now, I would be incredibly surprised if the Sens make all three of those picks Friday. Obviously, we know they're making 32. They can't trade. They can't do
yeah,
any of that. They could make the pick, then trade the player. They come do some shenanigans like, hey, we'll trade you 32, but obviously we can't. So you tell us who to pick.
yeah.
Again, that's a lot of hypotheticals there. But number 9 and number 25. Thoughts on those two picks? Do we think we make any of them Friday night?
So I think right now Stales is sitting in his office thinking he will not be making those selections. But I don't think Stales is the kind of guy to force a trade just because. We've seen it. We've been asking and praying for him to do stuff and make a big swing, and he's been very calculated, very meticulous, like not pushing too much, not trying to do anything crazy that would backfire on him. I feel like everything is thought through and planned. So I think if something presents itself as an opportunity to move those picks and make this team better, he won't be afraid to do it. But I think that if there's nothing that he likes, then he'll go up to the podium and he'll make the selections because so obviously, all right, elephant in the room here, everyone wants Jason Robertson, right? Like I think
Boom.
I think it's the worst kept
Surprise.
secret. Everyone wants Jason Robertson. Do I think Jason Robertson wants to come to Ottawa? 0%. Like zero.
It would have to be fucking 8 years, $20 million.
Yeah, and I don't think the Sens are giving him that. And
Hell
I
no.
don't think that he would want to sign here anyway. So let's scratch
Come on,
that
he would
off.
definitely do that.
Like,
No
I
way
don't
he
know.
declined 8 times 20. There's no
Okay, 8
chance.
times 20 is ridiculous. These like no one's
Yes, I
offering him
know.
that.
Exactly.
But
Exactly,
anyways,
yeah.
if we're being realistic, whatever the Sens offer him, whether it's 12 or 13, whatever that is, if the Sens would even go to that, I don't think he would come here. So let's just eliminate that possibility, right? Now you're looking at other guys. Are you trading a top 10 pick for a potential top 6 forward or a middle
Yes.
6 guy who's maybe going to become a top 6 forward? Or are you
You have to
picking
give me a
a
name.
guy who could be a first line player in the top 10 2 years from now and extend our window of our competitive window rather than going for like a 29-year-old guy who's like a decent top 6?
Yeah, I feel like there's so many scenarios. I feel like they're all. I feel like as of right now, Steve Stais has the longest desk in the world. He has probably 5 monitors set up.
Oh
He
yeah.
might have 2 TVs set up. He can't even see his desk because there's probably papers everywhere. He probably has meetings every single day. He's probably on the phone in a meeting with someone else. Like if he might be the busiest man in the next week. Steve Stais might be the busiest man in the whole entire world in the next week.
Oh yeah. He's working the phones, but again, I don't think he's going to force anything. If some because now
Oh, no
everyone
chance.
knows that he's trying to do something. Every GM in the league knows that Steve Stais, when they see Steve Stais on their phone, they're like, okay, I'm gonna fleece this guy because he's desperate. So you have to stay out of that trap, right? You have to stay out of that trap because now we just traded our captain, one of our best players. The fans are hungry for something. They want a trade to happen for a big time player. So all the chips are in every other GM's hands when Steve Stais calls them, right? So you have to kind of play the game, wait for someone to call you. Now the chips are in your hands. Like it's being a GM is so complicated, and now that it's the worst kept secret that the Sens are looking for a top 6 forward, and now we're looking for two. Like everyone that has a
Yeah, we
top
need
6
to.
forward on the market is gonna say, "Oh yeah, you want Mason McTavish? I'll take 9.25 and your second and your like right." Like they're gonna say that because they know that Steos is desperate. So now Steos just has to be patient. I think that's the best his most his best asset right now is to be patient, wait for prices to come down. When teams realize, okay, no one's really giving me what I want here, they come back to Ottawa and say, okay, let's make a deal. Okay, now we can talk. Now Ottawa has the chips, right? But right now, if you're just going out there thinking it's franchise mode and oh, here you go, I want this guy, boom, 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 I got the chips. Not gonna happen. Every GM's gonna laugh in your face and be like, "Yeah, I'll take everything you have," and I don't think that's what you want to do. Giving up, I give up that for Jason Robertson, but I don't think that's gonna be a possibility. So yeah, I think patience is a virtue here. If I could say to all Sens fans, be patient with Steos, and I have faith in him. I trust him to this point, and I think that he'll make the best move for the Ottawa Senators. And if the best move for the Ottawa Senators is to go up there and pick player XYZ at 9 and 25 and 32, we have 3 first round talents that you can trade after. And we talk about our prospect pool being not deep. You just expanded it tenfold, and you're going to have a
Yeah.
top 10 talent. And there's some good players in that top 10. We've only talked about the guys that are going to probably go later, but
Yeah, I mean,
there
except
is
for you.
some.
You talked about Wyatt Cullen next
Yeah,
last week, and I've seen some mock drafts. He's top 5 in some mock drafts. It's
yeah,
like
we
around
could
6.
easily snag Wyatt
Oh,
Cullen
maybe
at 10
Wyatt
at
Cullen at
9.
number 9.
So, and I would be delighted with that, to be honest. But I know a lot of Sens fans would not be happy, but you can always move that player. And the ninth pick has a certain value right now, but if you draft someone, he has an insane year next year. Now you could have doubled or tripled the value of that pick by making a good selection. Same thing at 25 and 32. So is there might be an element of trusting and playing the long game here for Steve Stais just because of what I said. Like, no, everyone knows that you're desperate, but I think Sens fans are gonna put pressure. But I think we just gotta wait, trust Steve Stais, and let him cook.
Yeah, I feel like there's so many different scenarios. Like, and I mean, one of the things too is offer sheet. Like, there's been a lot of actually
Yeah.
here. Before I get to that, let's time travel in the past. Let's go back to first day of 2026, January 1st. If I told you, hey Max, like I just had this dream that Sens had 3 first-round picks in the 2026 NHL draft, you'd be like, boy, your dreams are so unrealistic. Those dreams
Well,
are
I'd be
awful.
like, where's Brady Tkachuk playing?
That would be the first thing. It'd be
Yeah,
like, where's Brady Tkachuk? And we must have got our pick back. And that's
yeah,
exactly what ended up happening.
yeah, yeah.
So, I mean, to be fair, though, I mean, if I told you that, it would probably also be like, okay, yeah, so we definitely just continued to lose and we'd probably trade Brady at the deadline, which did not happen. We actually somehow made the playoffs and then traded him after. That's interesting. That's like a cool wrench in it. But, yeah, I think...
Okay, so if you were, here's what I
like,
say: if you were the GM, like today, if you were the GM of the Ottawa Senators, you just got all these picks. What are you doing this week?
what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm calling up teams. I'm trying to see if I can trade that number 9 or if I can trade number 25 and a couple other assets for a top 6 forward. I wouldn't be terribly mad if we made the actually that's a lie. I said yesterday I would be mad if we made all 3 of those picks. I think I would be okay, maybe not mad. I'd be shocked if we made all 3 of those
Yeah,
picks.
me too.
Because you could make those picks if you're very high on this draft, you could make those 3 picks this year and be like, okay, we're gonna trade next year's first round pick. We're gonna trade like all of our first round picks in the next 3 years because we think this draft is really good. Then we'll go all in with all of our other first round picks and stuff like that. So you could do that. As
Yep.
like Keaton Verhoff, I'm looking at Craig Button's NHL draft ranking, and he has Verhoff around 9 and 10. He was mock drafted like top 4 less than a year ago. So it's
Yeah.
like you're gonna get a really good player right around 9 or 10. Liam Ruck is right around 9 and 10 too on Craig Button's NHL draft ranking. And then guess what? The other Ruck brother will 100% be available at 25 or 32. You'd have to think.
Yeah.
So I feel like where the Sens are right now, I'd prefer for them to trade one of those 2 picks and get a top 6 forward. Because yeah, just like you said, before like a week ago, we were already saying like, okay, we need one top 6 forward at least, and then probably some defense help. Well, now we just traded one of our first line wingers. Now we need 2 top 6 forwards, and it's gonna be tough to do that when you use your 2 best assets, 2 of your top 5 best assets coming Friday. So I think in an ideal world, I think we keep one of them. We make 2 picks in the first round, and then we either 9 and maybe, I mean, it depends what you're trading for. But I think ideal world, we keep one of them and we trade the other in a package for a top 6 forward.
Yep.
It
I
depends.
think
Like
so
I hear
too.
I see some people saying like, actually, I'll just ask you the question: would you trade number 9 for Mason McTavish 1-for-1?
No chance.
I agree. I'm not gonna say what I was listening to, but I was listening to something, and some people were saying trading the number 9 overall pick for Mason McTavish 1-for-1. I
No
I think
chance.
that's crazy.
If we do
I
that,
think that's
I'm gonna be
crazy.
pissed.
Yeah, that's what like I think if we trade for Mason McTavish, I think it's gonna be like a Jordan Spence. I think it's gonna be Jordan Spence. And I don't know if the Ducks would have to give more. I don't know if we would have to give more. Or honestly, it might just have to be. It could just be a 1-for-1 trade. 2 guys that are good that just need different roles on different teams. Like that could be what it is. Like I think I would do a Jordan Spence Mason McTavish type trade, but there's no way in hell I'm trading the number 9 pick for Mason McTavish. I feel like if I'm trading the number 9 pick, a couple names out there are like Matthew Nyes, obviously Jason Robertson. I don't think that's gonna happen after what Chris Johnson came out and said today. Who are some other names?
Kent
Like people are saying
Johnson.
Robert
That's my
Thomas,
name for you.
but that's such like. I think that he's Mason McTavish. You were just so hard on Mason McTavish. I feel like Kent Johnson is. Let me search
I
him up
like
right
a
now. Like,
lot. I like a lot more of what Ken Johnson does than McTavish, and he's coming off an absolutely horrific season. And the year before that, he had 57 and 68. So that's not bad. Like, that's pretty good.
I don't know. I feel like they would have to give him more than just Kent.
Yeah, maybe. Like, if you give 9, maybe you get something else with that. Um,
Like, let's just see. So Yeah, I mean, like, come on. Like, this year, he had 76 games. He had 7 goals, 15 assists.
No, he was
Like,
awful this year. I mean, he was playing on the
yeah,
fourth line. Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Like, it would have to be more than just Kent Johnson. Like, you would
Let's
need
see.
something else.
What do they have? Um, I just don't know where the Blue Jackets stand. You know, they're just in a weird spot.
I don't think they would, like, Blue Jackets need to make especially, like, with all this, like, Zach Werenski stuff, they need to make the playoffs. I don't think they're making trades for picks in this year's draft and trading away roster players.
Yeah, they're just in a weird spot. I don't know like where they're going. But I've seen Kent
They're
Johnson like out there, but they're probably looking to trade Kent Johnson for someone that can help them now. I know the Sabres are
agreed.
a team that have been talked about wanting to move up in the draft.
What would they give up? They have a
Josh
good young
Norris.
team. Stop it. I think I I heard someone talk with the Rangers. I wonder if you could get a package of like Lafreniere and like maybe get that young defenseman Braden Schneider. You get those two. You give them number 9, and then maybe you probably have to give something else too. I feel like
Yeah.
that's there's a little bit of risk in that with Lafreniere, but Lafreniere had a great end to the season, and he
Would you
still
do
put up
like
a pretty good
9
year.
and 25 for Lafreniere and Schneider?
I think that's tough to say on my part because I don't really know exactly. I don't know too much about Braden Schneider. I just know he's a young, big defenseman. Let's see. Lafreniere ended this year with 24 goals, 33 assists. That's not awful. I mean, he needs a. If you're trading for him, you're hoping he does better than that. You're hoping. So right now he's like a 60-point guy. If you trade for him, you probably hope he at least turns into a 80-point guy.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
I mean,
tough.
realistically, we're
9
looking
and
for someone
25.
to play with Timmy.
Yeah. And can Lafreniere do that? I don't know.
You would think he's got the skill. Do you think
Yeah,
Vegas will
but
move
he's played with
Dorofeyev?
skill. There's no way. I mean, that's a team that's so old. I feel like
But like
if you're trying to get Dorofeyev, I feel like that's an offer sheet. He's got to be an offer
maybe
sheet. I don't even know if I want to do an offer sheet because he's gonna want over 11. Then that's 4 first
you
round
think over
picks.
11 for Dorofeyev
Oh,
on his
easily with the
first
cap going up.
contract? That's a lot. His previous cap hit was 1.835.
Yeah, okay. It's last year 35 goals, this year 37 goals. Like
Yeah,
the thing is too, like
fairs.
because you also have to pick a number that's gonna be tough for Vegas to match, right?
Yeah.
It's gonna be 11 or 12, and also you need to pry Dorofeyev out of Vegas. Why would a guy who is living in Las Vegas and is on a team that just lost the cup wanting to come to Ottawa, Canada?
I don't know. We're just spitballing here. Like, but
Exactly,
this is what
sure.
I'm
You're
saying.
spitballing. That's why I'm just saying, like, it's gonna if you offer sheet him, it's gonna be over 11. Then that's 4 first round picks, and
This
I
is
don't
what I'm
know. I don't know
saying
if
though. Like,
you want to give it 4.
I think the options are so thin right now. Unless you go like left field and find someone that a team is willing to part ways with. But the options are so thin. The options that people know about, I don't love, and there you'll probably overpay because the market is so thin. So, yeah, I don't know what to do. But I'd rather we go up, like I said, I'd rather we go and make those picks and then reevaluate after than forcing a trade for someone that's, you know?
I agree. There's no way Steve Stais goes out and forces anything. I feel like you still have free agency. Like you could go, like if anything, you could go and overpay Alex Tuck. Like that's like that could be worst case scenario. You overpay Alex Tuck. I don't think Steve Stais is going to force anything. I also think there's a lot of players out there that we don't know are on the trade market that we could trade for. Like no one was expecting a Warren Fogle, right? Like that was kind of out of right field. There wasn't really a lot of talk about Allmark when we got Allmark. Like I
Yeah.
feel like Steve Stais, like we've heard a lot about Ristolainen lately. I'd be surprised if we ended up getting Ristolainen
Yeah, me too.
because of how much has been out there. And also, I really don't want Ristolainen. I don't really want a guy who's 33 and needs a new contract right now, or an old defenseman. But yeah, I feel like it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to see what it is, but I feel like if I had to make a prediction, I would be surprised if we make 3 picks in the first round Friday night.
Yeah, I think so too. Like I think at very least we're gonna trade one of them just to kind of put up that graphic that oh we've acquired this guy, and the Sens fans can get kind of excited about that at least. I'm just looking at like top scoring wingers in the NHL. What about Jesper Bratt? You think the Devils would part ways?
But they're win now. Like you're gonna have to trade
Yeah.
roster players. I don't think they want picks.
Kyle Connor?
Like the Kyle Connor would be sick, but I mean, we just traded away Brady Tkachuk, American Olympic guy, to get Kyle Connor. Now I would say
Pasternak?
Kyle Connor doesn't have an ego. Okay, they're not trading Pasternak.
Well, he said he wants to win.
Yeah, well, like, I mean, they made the playoffs this year. They
Yeah,
won.
I
The
know.
Bruins, like on paper, the Bruins had a better year than us.
Yeah, no, they
But
did.
per Bruce Garrick, 42 minutes ago, it's believed the Senators will step up their efforts to acquire Mason McTavish. He
No.
as of right now, Mason McTavish is not a top 6 forward. Am I crazy to say that?
I mean, he was playing on the fourth line, so it's not crazy to say that.
Exactly. I feel like I would need, if I had to make like a tier A, B, and C for like top 6 forwards for the Sens to get, I think McTavish is a low B, high C, and the only way I would be happy with him joining the Sens is if he wasn't the biggest guy we acquired this summer. Like if we acquire a better top 6 forward and he's like the second top 6 forward we acquire, I think that's a good offseason. I think like forwards wise, I think that's good.
Yeah. But now you're
But
going to
we might be
overpay
living.
for McTavish.
I don't
That's
think
the
you're gonna
problem.
overpay.
You don't think?
Well, no, the Ducks don't have room for like. They're honest. They were literally healthy scratching him. Like they want him gone.
Like, if we were trading Jordan Spence, like you've proposed, Jordan Spence for McTavish, fine. I'm okay with that. But if we're parting
I think
ways
that'd be
with
good.
some of those first round picks, especially number 9, then I'm
Oh,
not
better not be
happy.
nine.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Hypothetical number 25 for Mason McTavish. Yes or no?
I mean, like the Panthers traded Samuskevich for a first and a second. So like you're probably looking at similar value for
Yeah,
McTavish. So
I could see the Sens doing 25 for McTavish, and to be honest, I don't think I'd be too mad about it. I think. I think I'd be fine. I don't know. I'd have to think a little bit more, but I think I'd be fine. But again, I would be fine if that happened. But then if that was the best forward that we would have acquired all offseason, I would not be happy about it.
where
Because
do you
Mason
think the
McTavish
Jets
is just
stand?
the Jets should rebuild like that. Like let's be honest, they're gonna trade Hellebuck. I mean, there's already been so many rumors about him. He's definitely quietly requested a trade. He's gonna be gone. He's the only reason they're good.
So like you might be able to poach some of their guys.
You could, but like what, like a Velarde?
A Velarde, I don't hate that. He played hockey here growing up.
Dave Velarde, but he fit like the thing is like
Oh,
they
what
would
about
probably
your
want
guy
number
Cole
9 for.
Perfetti?
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier this year. I don't think I'd give number 9 for. I feel like Perfetti would be kind of like a McTavish trade. I mean, you probably have to give up more for Perfetti, but I feel like I'd be fine doing that.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that to be honest.
Gabriel Velarde, I feel like he would take the number 9 pick. I would not give up the number 9 pick for him. Let's see, 3 years. He was injured last year. I mean, his best year was the first year. He was injured the whole year. But like this past year, 82 games, 30 goals, 39 assists, 70 points. Good year. But okay, he only is 26. That's not even that bad.
Yeah,
Yeah, Velarde can definitely be an option.
I like Velarde and I like Perfetti.
His
I
playoff
obviously like
numbers
Kyle
are just
Connor.
terrible. His playoff numbers: 22-23, 5 games, 2 goals, 2 assists. That's actually not bad. Next year, 5 games, 0 goals, 4 assists. Last year with Winnipeg, 9 playoff games, 1 goal, 3 assists.
Yeah.
Like Kyle Connor he would be insane. I just don't, I don't see, I don't know. You would not risk trying to get Kyle Connor. You do not want to take that risk.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's a bit. How many years? No, he's got term though, and he
Who,
must have a
Connor?
no trade clause. Yeah, he's going
Oh,
till
yeah, he definitely does.
30-31. So
Okay, well then, yeah. But then again, like, does he want to come here? Like, I don't
yeah,
feel like
we
he'd
don't
really
know
want to
that.
come
This is
here.
obviously we're just throwing names out there, but I think Winnipeg's a team that you can maybe poach some good players from. And if you give 9 for either Velarde or Perfetti, maybe you get someone else in there like a Morgan Barron or like another one of these guys that they have. Um,
Who needs you? If you're trading number 9 to the Jets and Perfetti's in that trade, you need something else that's huge.
yeah, you need like a package, I think. But I think Winnipeg would be happy to draft at 9 as well, right? Get another early
I
first
feel
round
like,
pick.
wait, let me just check their. I want to see what side this. Oh, not Discord. Daily. I didn't just pooch us, right?
No. But again, like we're kind of throwing names out there. We're just saying like what we would love to see and speculating, but at the end of the day, I trust Steos and the Sens management to make the right decision for the Ottawa Senators, and that's pretty much all we can do. But if I had one thing to say to Sens fans, it's just have patience and trust the process. Because if we start getting antsy about not having someone in return, then that's when we run into like if our GM's doing that, that's when we run into trouble. But I don't think he's like that. I
Yeah.
think he's very calm and collected in what he wants to do, and I think he already has a plan in place, to be honest.
Yeah. What? What about this? Ready? Cole Perfetti and Neil Pionk, right shot defenseman, number 9, and you'd probably have to add maybe one other thing. Not a huge thing, but number
Done.
9 for Cole Perfetti and Neil Pionk.
Done.
Like Neil Pionk's like a really good defense, and he's a right shot too. I feel like he'd fit great with Shabbat. Now, do I have anything to
He's
back
a
it up?
Jensen type
Nope.
a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like he's a bit bigger too, and he has a wicked shot too, like an insane shot. Where is he? He's 6 foot 190, so he's like a thick boy.
Yeah, he's not
Yeah, he's
huge,
definitely a
but
Jensen.
he moves well.
So this year he was injured. He had 51 games, 3 goals, 9 assists. Last year he had in 70 games he had 10 goals, 30 assists. Before he's like right around. He's like a 30 to 40 point guy.
But very good defensively. Good penalty
Yeah,
killer too.
exactly. Great defensively. And I'm pretty sure he just got extended too, if I'm not wrong. Neil, I think literally this year, last year, he got a contract extension. 6 years, 42 million, ahead of the 25-26 season. So his contract literally kicks in this season. So if you trade him, you literally get him for 6 years at 7 million a year. That's perfect. Now
Takes him to
that's a little bit too
36.
perfect though. Yeah, that's a little bit too perfect though. I don't really think the Jets would trade him. But again, I think the Jets are in like a very odd position right now, and I feel like if they were smart, especially if Hellebuck requested a trade, you better start like rebuilding because Barry didn't make the playoffs this year. Now Hellebuck was injured, but again, this is all like they were a bottom 3 team in the league without Hellebuck.
Yeah. And they have a lot of
So
good young prospects already in their pipeline. So
they
a
do.
little bit of a retool, get some more good prospects, I don't think is a bad thing for them. And then you get rid of Pionk, who's
No.
kind of older. Um, and
But they just signed him, so obviously they want him around.
yeah. I mean, again, we're just spitballing here. I like the,
We
the,
are.
the concept of Winnipeg. They're kind of in a weird spot, and you can maybe poach
Who
some of
else
their
is in like a
guys.
weird spot? Who else would want picks? Like we said, Columbus, like Chicago. I don't like Chicago that has nothing that I would want though.
I don't think they want picks though. They want to be competitive, right?
Yeah, they probably want some players, huh? And who's like on the
Would you?
downfall of these picks? Like
I saw someone say this.
Pittsburgh.
Yeah, go Pittsburgh.
No, you go, you go, you go. Pittsburgh's not.
Uh,
It's not really a great point to be honest.
I saw someone say, like, would you call up Mike Greer at in San Jose and try to move up to 2?
I did see that. That's interesting.
Would you take
And
that?
then
Would you
what?
be
Give
happy
them
with that?
like.
Ivar Stenberg?
So what? You're looking at like number 9, and then what? Like
Probably
Shane
25.
Pinto or like a Ridley Gregg?
Nah, probably 9 and 25, I would say. Or maybe a player. You never know. A Jordan Spence.
I feel like a number 9 Spence, maybe 9 Spence and 25.
Do you think they
Like,
need
I feel like,
Spence?
oh yeah,
Let's
they
see.
need defense help so bad. They need their defense. Like they just traded for Kesselring.
Yeah.
Yeah, they need. I feel like that would be a great team to get Spence, and yeah, like they have Shakir McCoo. I'm gonna fuck McCuhamadulin. Sorry, like I fucked that name up. Then they have Dmitry Orlov on their top D pairing.
Yeah,
They have John
that's a
Klingberg on
yeah.
their they need defense help bad.
Yeah, so hey, Jordan Spence,
It could
number
happen.
9, and second round pick in 2027 that we got. Who says no?
The thing is, I'm wonder. What if it's a world where we keep number 9 and we get number 2? Because if we draft Stenberg and we don't trade a center, we just have unless we trade a center
But he's a winger,
or
no?
winger. Stenberg's a winger?
I thought so. Yeah, left wing.
He's a wing, you're right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, then yeah, I guess we don't need to trade a center. Yeah, so then yeah, well, like, okay, so yeah, 9.25 and Jordan Spence. Would you do that?
925. 925 and Spence?
Well, you think it's just 9 and Spence?
I think 9 Spence and like a second or a third.
The thing is, I honestly feel like it would be, if this trade would happen, I feel like it would be 9.25 and Spence. Because we have to think about it. The number 2 pick, you're drafting what you hope to be is a generational talent.
Well, a franchise player, I would say, yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. So yeah, franchise player. You're a franchise player that should be a top line forward, top line D pairing.
Yeah.
At number 9, you're probably looking at like a middle 6 forward. That obviously could still be a top line guy, but also could be a bust. And then 25, you're hoping for a third or fourth guy. And then Jordan Spence, I honestly feel like Jordan Spence has a lot of trade value to him. Because did we trade a second for him or was it a third? Was it a third and a sixth?
Third and a sixth, yeah.
Third and a sixth. I think Jordan Spence then right now, his value could be like an early second round pick. Then technically you're trading honestly, I think Jordan Spence is like his value is 32. So technically, would you trade 9, 25, and 32 for number 2? Is that a trade that could happen?
I think so. But here's my thing: we never see top 5 picks get traded in the NHL.
It's tough.
But the Sharks have supposedly been shopping it, right? So, who knows?
They do need defense badly, so, or it could be 9 Spence and like Hensler. You keep 25.
Yeah. But I think they're probably gonna want help now, right? Like they're trying to be better.
Exactly. That's why I'm just saying if they want Hensler, he'll develop faster than whatever 25 is.
True. Yeah. Who knows? It's fun to think about, but at the end of the day, we don't know.
I think does Stenberg start in the NHL next year?
I think so. He's been playing pro in Europe, right? So.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of like Timmy, right? Timmy came here right away.
Yeah.
The only thing is, if you're the Sens, as much as it helps your team in the future, you have a lot of guys on this team that want to win now. And does Stenberg really help you win right now?
Well, here's the thing. I don't like you said like about McTavish. Like I don't think we can get just McTavish and be happy. But if we get Stenberg and someone else, I think I feel good about that. You know, because you can
Thing is though,
isolate.
I feel
Like you can put Stenberg
sorry,
in a
continue.
good position to be successful, and you just extend your competitive window, right? You just add another like really good young player who's gonna be good for a long time, so you extend your window. But I agree with you. I don't think like if we only add him, we're not a better team like after the draft than we were
Yeah.
before.
The thing
Yeah.
is, though, I feel like if we add Stenberg, he'd be that top guy. Like, we might add someone better than Stenberg right now, but he would be that. Because if you're trading nine. I mean, because we have to think of it like this. Whoever, if you get Stenberg and someone else, that other person's probably going to be better than Stenberg. But you're going to make one trade with a lot of really good assets, and you're going to make another lower tier trade with some assets. But the trade that use the most assets is going to be Stenberg.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm trying to say is I feel like if we do the number two, then I feel like we kind of have to expect the Sens not to be a Stanley Cup contending team this year. I feel like for some players on this team, it wouldn't be. It'd really only be Giroux that I kind of feel bad for. No one else, like Sandy Stützle, I feel like they would be fine with it
Yeah.
because you can still be a competitive team. It helps your team in the future. How would this?
Yeah.
Okay, how would this? Would you rather trade the no? I'm not just gonna go full trade. I'm just gonna say the number nine pick. Would you rather use the number nine pick to trade for Matthew Nyes or to trade for number two in the draft?
But that's tough.
Exactly, because like Nyes is kind of like okay, we're still win now mode. Stenberg, the thing is, you still could be win now mode, right? He could
Yeah.
get rookie of the year and stuff, but there's
And
still a
remember,
lot
he's
of
making
teaching and stuff.
only a million.
True.
You can
That's a,
go
you still
dip
have a
into
lot
the
of cap
free agent
space.
market, add someone
You
else.
could get Stenberg and then overpay for Alex Tuck.
You could, yeah.
That's a good call. I didn't think about that. That's a really good point.
Yeah. And you have him
You're
for
looking at
3
3 years at
years at a
minimum.
million.
Yeah.
Yeah.
3 years at minimum, and then hopefully after that you get him on like maybe a 3 year deal where when that 3 year deal is done, he's still an RFA and it's still not like a shitload of money. The thing is though, is just the unknown. When you draft a guy at number two, sure
Yeah.
Stenberg looks like a great guy, but he could be awful.
You're gambling for sure.
I also want to say too, like, I love how we're saying Stenberg at number two when we're both like, well, you at least are like, yeah, the Leafs are definitely gonna take McKenna number one. Which if I had the number one pick, I would take Stenberg. But I feel like the Leafs
I
are
mean, we could go up there
gonna
and
take
pick
McKenna.
Chase Reed at number 2.
Yeah, I don't know if we would do that. I don't know if we
You
need
know?
another defenseman. Like
Like
we
I'm
could, don't get
looking
me
here at
wrong.
the rankings that TSN put out like today, and at let's say we stayed at 9, they have Verhoff ranked at 8, Daxon Rudolph ranked at 9, and Tynan Lawrence ranked at 10. So you're kind of looking in that range. Those are 3 really good players. like, so I mean, if we got one of those 3 guys, like I'm not that mad. Obviously, it doesn't help us today. Where if we draft in that top 2, it probably helps us. Like that player can impact this roster today, but again, we're just kind of spitballing at this point. Like we're just going down a deep dark rabbit hole. We don't
Yeah.
really know what's gonna happen. When we do know, we'll definitely be back on here to talk about it, though.
I mean, yeah, just scrolling Twitter, like obviously, I mean, I'm already addicted to Twitter, and after this, I'm on it way more. Like there's some stuff you see on Twitter. It's like, okay, that probably shouldn't be here, but there's some really funny stuff, like this right here. So I'm scrolling, and I see Maddie Perth Sens post an obviously fake screenshot of a Sens group chat, and it's like Tim Stützle, yo, what the actual fuck, Brady? Jake Sanderson, Florida with your brother, that's brutal. And the 25 best friends in the locker room thing, yeah, right. Call bull on that, 100%. Dylan Cousins, if you don't want to be here, see you later. Shane Pinto, soft move, TK. Shabbat could have told us yourself. And then Allmark's like, good luck in Florida, we don't need you. And then all you see at the bottom is Tim Stützle remove Brady Tkachuk from the conversation. That's funny.
Yeah, but again, it's fun to talk about. At least we have stuff to talk about. We've been begging for weeks now for something to talk about. Now we have a ton to talk about. We just talked about what we're gonna do with those picks for the last like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Now ultimately, nothing we just brought up is probably gonna happen because that's just the way it goes.
They're gonna do like some
Um,
random thing like
yeah.
it's gonna be like Sens penalized for trading Brady Tkachuk, lose all 3 first-round picks.
Yeah, probably. Just a curveball that we're not expecting.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Um,
some.
but yeah, I mean, it's
No,
gonna be a fun week. Like ultimately, it sucks
it
that
will
we
be.
lost our captain. But I guess I'll just end off with this. Like, it sucks that we lost Brady Tkachuk, but it's gonna be a fun week. Lot for Sens fans. Lots to talk about leading up to the draft and then at the draft. Depending on what we do with those picks before or after or during, should be a fun night on Friday night. And yeah, I'm excited, to be honest. I'm excited.
I am too. I feel like from an excitement standpoint, as of right now, I'm extremely excited for this week. From an overall standpoint, I'm like I'd probably rather none of this happen. But that's like going back 2 years. Like I'd rather we go back to 2 years than go back to a week ago. Because yeah, just like you said earlier, like I think the best thing about this is that all the Brady saga is done.
Yeah.
I think the worst part about it is he's now in the division on easily the best team in the league. Like Florida has 3 first lines and 2 for top D pairings. I think that's the best and worst thing. But from a Sens point of view, I think it's not this. I mean, this is gonna be biased still, but like I feel like we're gonna be better in the long run. With all that stuff done and the locker room stuff done, I believe on what Steve's gonna do. I've liked a lot of moves he's made so far in his tenure with the Sens, so I feel like he's gonna do something to fix this. So I guess we'll see. I bet we'll do another episode right after the draft Friday, so we'll drop it Saturday. But I bet we're gonna make one before that. There's gonna
Yeah.
be some sort of move this week that we're gonna have to hop on like Tuesday, Wednesday, who knows? I feel like we can even just do another episode like no matter what on like Wednesday. Like there's gonna be even if there's nothing, there's gonna be rumors or something, right? There's
Yeah.
gonna be rumors. We could do it like Wednesday night where like we kind of let the rumors from the rest of today, Tuesday and Wednesday. We drop it like Thursday morning maybe. Um, so be on the lookout for any upcoming episodes. There's gonna be lots of rumors and stuff. Also, make sure the rumors you're looking at are credible. Like we don't want no like Johnny from Orleans saying that Brady Chuck's being traded back to Ottawa for like the trade's being canceled. Like make sure stuff's credible. But excited. Let's be optimistic, and yeah, let's be excited. It's gonna be a fun week if you're a Sens fan.
Exactly. It's probably not where we want it to be, but you know what? Like I said, a big crossroads. We gotta believe in the management group that they're gonna do what's best for this team, and it's always fun to have a bunch of picks at the draft. You know?
It is.
Yeah.
But then you give it 2 years, and then you're like, why was I excited for those picks? Because we ended up with someone who didn't even make the NHL, a fourth line AHLer, and someone who is still playing junior hockey somehow.
Nah, I choose to be optimistic.
Me too. I mean, yeah, Cardiac Chuck's gonna win. He's gonna win like so many. He's gonna be the best defenseman in the league for 10 straight years, starting next
Facts.
year.
Facts.
Well, that does it for today. Good episode. I mean, this was probably the first episode where I mean I can admit it. I didn't write down any notes for it.
Yeah,
Like
no.
I just knew it was just gonna be straight from the dome the whole entire time. And we definitely could have kept going on, but I have work pretty soon, so can't do that. But yeah, hope you thanks for listening. Hope you guys have a good day, and we'll see you back sometime soon.